Very good evening to all of you, and welcome to the 161st edition of episode. Since we are restarting this episode screening after a gap of 1 year, today we have Sax in the City, directed by Praveen Kumar. It's a 1 hour film and made very recently in 2016. And Praveen Kumar, as most of you may know, is a National Award winning feature film and documentary filmmaker, and his range is very wide and very varied. He has been making films from 1988, first from Delhi and now from Mumbai, and a number of wonderful documentary films he has made on subjects as varied as art, culture, music, ethnography, environment, and so forth and so on. So I will not go on, talking about the filmmaker right now, because we will have a Q&A session after the screening is over. So you will be able to get to know more about him and his works. And the surprise of today, and a very pleasant surprise, we have Raj Sodaji with us. He's a legendary musician, especially in Hindi films, and has been associated with almost all great composers, starting from R.D. Burman Saab, Bapi Lahiri Saab, Usha Khanna, Rajesh Roshan, Nadeem Shravan, and all this latest Salim Suleiman, Vishal Shekhar, Sajid Wajid. If you name it, and he has been with them all these years, and is considered as the most versatile flautist, saxophonist, and also a clarinet player. And some of the songs for which he had played are so popular that even we croon them today, like Are Diwano Mujhe Pachano of Dawn of 78, and then the song which had been immortalized by Amitabh Bachchan, Mere Angane Mein Tumhara Kya Kaam Hai, and such soulful melodies like Pehla Nasha, and he has lent his wonderful music to all those films and more. So I will request all of them to give him a I would now request Sri Praveen Kumar, director of the film, to briefly introduce the film. After that, after the film, we will have a small Q&A session where he will field questions from you about this film and his work.
Thank you all of you for arriving here. A very brief introduction. I mean, if you've read the write-up that has gone with the invite, and probably that's really the introduction that I leave you with. But for those who've not, it just started one day in a dreamlike fashion that two of us were thinking about wanting to learn to play the saxophone. Me and the editor of this film, we had worked together earlier, and we were in some forest in a tent, and after a couple of drinks late in the night, we were thinking this life would not be complete if we have not learned to play the saxophone. Says, yes, we should get a saxophone, and it started like that. And I wrote to somebody, and the saxophone came, and there it was. And sort of, as I moved about with the saxophone, looking for a teacher, I could begin to sense there were a lot of interesting accidents happening, and a new world was opening up to me. The filmmaker in me got the better of me and said, let's try for a film. So I started writing something about it, and wrote something about it, sent it to very many places, applying for funds, and I got rejections from everywhere. And then finally I said, let me try Films Division. I've known Films Division only for making very regular and mostly very boring films, so I thought like that at least. And so I said, no, they will not take it up, but I just said, let me try it. So I wrote the proposal, submitted, and I was called for an interview. I was grilled very badly because the proposal really was difficult to explain what I'm trying to do. But they sort of said, all right, we'll move you to the second round, the final round. That's where the director of the institute will sit and decide. So there was a round 2, and it was even worse, where I was asked many questions. What you want to do, it's not clear. Who are the characters, it's not clear. You don't have a storyline, it's not clear. I mean, you can't make a film like this without a storyline, and so on and so forth. I came out, I was very convinced that it's not going to happen. But the very next day, or the 2 days later, I got a letter saying, please go ahead, make this film. So I'm very thankful, above all, to Films Division for taking the most rejected proposal, I should say, and giving me the go-ahead, backing me up. After that, I must say, and I feel really good about it, I had a very smooth running with Films Division. It was a surprise for me, and I'd like to thank Films Division for supporting the project and screening this. I look forward to making another film with them because it's important as a filmmaker that the creative process is left undisturbed. And it's important that institutions like Films Division and NFTC stand in and do that job, because outside there's so much of interference, so much that it's very important. Having said that, please, we'll talk more about all this later, but here is a series of accidents that happened, which I've tried to make a film which brings in the space and the lightness of the densities of the city and lives of the musicians. I hope you enjoy it. If you don't, please excuse me.
He opened the case and there was a sax. Hitting puberty wasn't very kind to me with my vocal cords. I used to be a soprano singer and everything.
Jazz is music invented by the devil for the torture of the saints.
Also drop it as such, because I personally don't know how at the end of a film like this it's really kind of a little difficult to have questions so easily, but if there are questions I'm always there. You can pick up the phone on me and ask anytime.
But it is with the time selected for the screening in the evening, because it's very busy traffic on the road.
I would request the film divisions and FD Zone to time it better. Maybe a Saturday or would suit better. And traffic in Bombay is getting bad to worse. I also got stuck in the traffic. It took me a long time. I spent about 1 hour in BT side, getting.
We had this episode screenings previously happening on Saturdays, uh, for 4 in the evening onwards. That time also lot of suggestions were coming from DISON members that this 4 o'clock is not a good time again to reach Pedder Road, even on a Saturday. So that's why we have decided this time, after taking, I mean, not of course a brainstorming session we had with DISON members, but we had a couple of suggestions that the timing should be somewhere around 6:30. So we will definitely take a call on the timing as well as the day, and also about multiple locations that we have to discuss with our people how good these screenings can be from now onwards, where we can have more participation, more people coming and seeing the film. And next Friday, at the same time, film Breaking All the Way by Sunita Malpani. So I wish all of you join us next Friday also for the screening.
More screenings of this film, definitely, please plan. More screenings of this film.
Yeah, we will.
Thank you for
We will.
strong.
I'm thinking, almost digressing, a film at Nacho Mea Compasa,
Right.
showing in the City Tomorrow Metro. I've seen it twice in Goa myself. I live in Bombay otherwise.
Okay.
So the way that director went about it, he didn't go to any distribution setup. He's just been having screening after screening after screening.
Right.
Just,
It is being screened now on 14th at NCPA. So you have one more opportunity there. And just taking from what you're saying, that there is a whole, one of the important aspects of documentary filmmaking in India is that it is a political stream of bringing about issues into the public domain which are sort of marginal or not spoken about by the mainstream. And that itself has its own politics, What is decided by what is popular in the public domain about, let us say, a certain disaster or a certain dam or a certain thing like that, which sort of catches the media attention, also becomes the popular discourse in the alternate filmmaking. So there is films like this which challenge the dominance of certain ideas in certain kind of political filmmaking, And I find it, therefore, I feel that I've made a very political film. People may agree, disagree with it, because I'm also challenging the notion of what is political, and how is the representation to be done. And so I feel that, yes, films like this, which sort of are not so straightforward in what they talk about, or provide different points of view, allow a reflexive space within the film, need to be shown more. So thank you so much for bringing it up. I'd like to just thank Soda Saab very much for making himself available. बस परसों ही आए हैं सोडा साहब 1 महीने के ट्रिप के बाद अमेरिका से, और उन्होंने बताया मुझे कि ये एफडी से बहुत वाकिफ़ हैं, इसलिए क्योंकि 1984 में राघव राव साहब के साथ इन्होंने यहाँ पे म्यूजिक रिकॉर्डिंग किया, विजय राघव। तो उस समय से आ रहे हैं आप एफडी में। हाँ
रघुनाथ सेठ साहब।
हाँ, तो उस जमाने से कर रहे हैं साहब आपके
एक सिंबॉलिक शॉट था, एक लास्ट में जो व्हील चेयर है ना खाली था।
हाँ।
तो मुझे समझ में वो सिंबॉलिक शॉट है या
अब ये बहुत अच्छी एक दास्तां है कि जब फिल्म बनाया था मैंने, तो लूक कोसवेती जो हैं, जो व्हील चेयर में पहले दिखते हैं, वो उस समय थे, और विप्लव जो एडिटर और मैंने कहा ये कहानी में ऐसा अच्छा दिखता है कि वो नहीं है।
अच्छा।
तो हम लोगों ने वो कुर्सी लगाई वैसे फिल्म में, लेकिन ये इत्तेफाक है कि वो फिल्म बनने के ठीक तुरंत बाद, अभी मिक्सिंग भी नहीं किया था, वो गुजर गए।
अच्छा।
तो हमें बहुत वो एक तरह का हमेशा कुरेदता है कि ये सही किया या नहीं किया,
नहीं सर, नहीं सर,
पर
मैं-
वो है एक दास्तां है जो कि हम लोग जिंदगी भर उसके साथ रहेंगे.
Once again, welcome you all to the next screening, next Friday, same time. Thank you and good night.